So my coaching business, which I grew alongside my business partner, has made over $1 million in revenue. This is revenue, not net profit, which is very different. But we did this all without hiring any team members when we first got to the 100K a month mark. So today I want to show you a very large process on how we did this all, and you can step by step copy it, plug it in, and there are actual tangible action steps you're going to be able to take away. So diving in, first things first that we've got to cover is going to be what the typical coaching business looks like. So we're going to isolate variables of what a typical founder would do. They could be doing marketing, sales, delivery, or operations on any given day. And the activities that might fall under a section like this are creating ads, posting content, building community, outbound, texting leads, calling leads, and all the ones that you see here. And if you kind of break down what a week in someone's life would look like, you can see here that it would be 44 hours just scattered across this board. And some things that are very important for running a company, like doing softwares, data, and even putting your finances in check, or doing program development to give your customers a better experience, are getting zero time because everything is scattered across. And when you don't have the operations to actually execute on all these things, it just becomes a disaster. So this is what my weeks looked like when I ran my own coaching business until we established Flywheel. So a dialed founder, once they actually get their ducks in a row and are able to properly scale, will have a flywheel. And what a flywheel is, it means that one action turns all the other actions and each thing feeds into itself, making it way more sustainable to grow and actually get exponential compound returns. So the way that we do this is we started service delivery, then we head to marketing, then we go to our automated appointment setting, which is actually community, and then finally sales, which is the one part of the process that might not be as automated. But as you can see here, when we're doing service delivery, the actual action, so it would be in red here, is creating valuable assets and solving customer problems. Well, that is program development. But as you can see here, marketing is also creating valuable assets to solve customer problems. And then our automated setting, which is actually funneling and building a community, which I'm going to show you how to do here, is again, solving customers' problems and creating valuable and sharing valuable insights via a group call, which we're actually working with them. And all these things are the same activity. We're taking problems that our customer faces and we're finding unique ways to deliver our actual solutions for them. The one that doesn't have a flywheel that directly connects is sales. But once again, we're still solving people's problems. So if our job is purely solve people's problems, what we want to do is we want to find what are called mechanisms or vehicles, which is a way of doing something that pulls in so we can do all three of these, our service delivery, our marketing, and our community at the exact same time. So when we build this up and we put this together, all that remains for us outside of the flywheel is really, well, running a team, but we don't have a team, or if we do, it's very, very lean and small, and simply our finances, which takes 30 minutes a month on QuickBook. So in order to actually do and create the value to solve customers' problems, the next step they're going to go through is protocols and mechanisms to actually do so. So what that looks like is we have things like Google Doc, Miro, OBS, Loom, which are creation mechanisms. So things that we actually use to create this. For example, I'm using Miro and Loom to make this right now. And then we actually have delivery mechanisms. So this is ways of providing value to people. This is school where they might consume it. This is YouTube. This is Instagram. This is software like GoILevel or Kajabi. And the point Z, which is what we're actually using these things for, is to solve their problems or the pain that they're facing in their lives. So all that remains is us and the customer's problems that we need to solve at this point. And really, we just need to take action in order to do so in the most effective way possible. And the way that we're going to do all of this is, first off, we're going to start by making sure a niche or market's determined. If you want me to go more in depth, I have an entire video on this. But pretty much, we have a skill that we ourselves have up here. We have a customer who is very close to a past self or something we experience in our own lives. And in direct correlation to the transformation from where you are now and where you used to be is the price that you're able to charge. So that is the first step in niche and market. The next thing is the actual mechanism that we're going to use. So we need to determine what the most effective way to solve someone's problem is. We are not an entertainer, we are an educator. So what we have to do is we have to figure out what is the most precise way and what is the most effective way to deliver someone information. If we're solving someone's problems via fitness, it might not be to go on a Google Doc. It might be to physically sit in front of a camera and just talk to someone. Or if we're doing something involving systems or engineering, it might be Miro so that we can visualize and show people what it looks like. Or if we're doing graphic design, it might be Canva. And then the same goes for distribution. Are we delivering quick fixes that people need to change in 60 seconds or so? Or are we delivering things where someone needs to sit down for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes and have focus, paid attention, actual dedication to what we're showing them? And then also another thing that contributes into this is going to be the kind of person that we're wanting to look for. So if we're trying to target people who are content creators that do short form content, going onto YouTube and posting long form might not be the most effective way to get their initial attention, because they themselves are going to be hanging out on platforms like Instagram and Facebook a bunch. So we have to determine two things in the distribution, which is what kind of content we're making and who we're making for. And if we can do those two things, we're going to pick, once again, one creation channel and one distribution channel to just focus and hone in on. And then from that point on, the next step is going to be to begin marketing at the frequency that we actually want to maintain in order to start bringing in customers. So the domino statement for actually doing this is to solve as many problems as you can and actually stay consistent with, while maintaining the quality of actual execution that we're delivering for people. So how many pieces of content we create on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, while maintaining the quality to properly educate people. Once again, it's not the most entertaining video. It's not the Mr. Beast thumbnails. It's not the edits. It's okay, how can I condense this information into a smallest box of time possible and just cramp the most value into it? And this visual helped me so much. You've got 10 minutes, you've got 20 minutes, you've got 30 minutes, and your job is to pack as much value to help someone, once again, go through this transformation of a past version of you to where you are now in a skill-based pursuit. And then once you have that, you're going to be marketing and making all this content as much as you can, packing as much value into these free boxes as possible. You're then going to be over delivering with free experiences. So this is where the most important part that I see a lot of great creators kind of fall because of is they're not able to sit down and drop their ego for a bit to deliver completely free experiences for people. So our brains make a connection that when something is good for free, what is good for paid is going to be absolutely amazing. And the first step to actually build that connection is we need to give away the entire farm when we're working with someone for free. So that's not trying to hide any information. It's not trying to conceal anything. When we sell something, we're going to be working to implement it for them. We're guaranteeing a result when someone buys from us. We're not just giving them the information. All the information that we have should be out there completely free. There should be nothing held in our brains that our customers shouldn't know about solving the problem. So our fundamental goal should be to deliver everything away for free. This is the course that you built that you might not feel comfortable sharing. This is the valuable insights in your own personal time that you're spending on a weekly basis. And you want to optimize it into some form of community or free thing that someone can consume. My best experiences have been with school, Discord, and I'm not too familiar with Kajabi, but I know that works as well. Then from that point on, once you're delivering these crazy free experiences and you're even completely for free, not getting paid a dime for this, but allowing people to go from a transformation of where they are now to where they want to be, which is similar to where you are, you're then going to take initial people into one-to-one consulting. And what you're doing, once again, is you're guaranteeing the implementation and the actual result. You're not guaranteeing the information, or you're not just sending them the information. You are guaranteeing the transformation that someone goes from point A to point B when you work with them directly. And that's what the price has to do with. If we click over here, you can see that the value as the price rises is going to almost directly correlate. There's a little bit of a latency period as we first begin here, where we have to kind of prove the legitimacy of the market, which is once again creating the free experiences. But from that point on, we can see that the price and the value rise pretty much in alignment with each other. And the reason why is because the value that we actually deliver to people is the believability and the consistency that we can guarantee them a result. So to ask you a question, if you could consume a course from Jeff Bezos right now and it would cost you 25 bucks, would you buy it? Well, the answer is probably yes. But then there's also another offer on the table and you have to choose between the two. You can pay Jeff Bezos $10,000 to get the exact same information, but he's also going to guarantee that you implement it and you become a millionaire. And the $25 course says you'll become a millionaire in 1 year, but the 10-year implementation says, okay, you're going to become a millionaire within 10 years, 5 years. But it guarantees that that is possible and that it's going to happen as a 100% certainty. If you're anything like me or any other rational human being, you're going to bet on what is guaranteed and what is surefire. And therefore, the value that we actually provide people is the guarantee that we can have them go through that transformation. It's the guarantee they can lose the weight. It's the guarantee they can get the business off the ground. And we're just going to be giving away all of the free experiences here for free. And once we have that done, I'm going to head all the way back over to this flywheel here to actually talk optimization of these things. So we've got our mechanism down. We've got the free stuff that we're delivering down. The only last step to do is actually hone in the skill of solving a problem. And to do this and to run this system on a consistent basis, we're simply going to need to focus on the customer and their problems. So the key to starting this business and running this as a complete individual for myself has been to streamline each of these things. The way that my day looks right now, and the way that myself and my business partner Dylan's day has always looked, is we'd wake up and we would spend the morning either creating a service delivery document or we'd spend it creating a YouTube document. The two are interchangeable because what we would do is we would create a free document that we'd use and market on YouTube. And we'd also create a paid version of that document, which the only difference would be that we factor in that we're actually going to be working with them to implement the paid document. That would be our morning. That would be the first 4 hours, the first 6 hours, the first 8 hours of our day. Then from that point on, we would record it either for the free stuff, and if it was for a paid community, we would simply share it on the call of that day, which takes us to the next phase, which would be the actual automated community part where we'd hop on with our customers to actually deliver this value. We would share all the insights that we had determined. And then from that point on, the only part of our day that was detached was sales, which would happen in the afternoon, where we would simply hop on and share the same insights with people, once again, stacking up this big bank of solutions and problems that we have. And if you do this for a consistent and long enough period, what's going to begin to happen is you're going to create a big mountain, not pain, if you watched my previous videos, but of free stuff. You're going to create a huge mountain of free stuff for people. And once you've created this absolutely massive mountain of free stuff for people, what happens is people are going to meet you. So they're going to say, oh, well, there's going to be a new introduction. They're going to say, okay, well, this is a new person. I saw the video on YouTube. And then what they're going to do is they're going to start consuming all of this mountain of free stuff that you've made. And from creating this mountain of free stuff, what's going to happen is that person is now going to have a believability that you can deliver results, which is amazing. And then because of that believability, they're going to go through and they're going to join to your communities that you offer, but they're also going to be interested in the implementation and the guarantee. Because what ends up happening is someone sees free content and they go, okay, this is amazing. But as we get introduced to these new concepts, there's also a little bit of fear that arises. So for example, let's say we want to learn how to make the best YouTube video possible. We might learn that we need to entertain someone every 3 seconds. We need to say this, we need to say that, we need to use this color on the thumbnail. But when we know all this, right, information is free. It is the implementation and the fact that we can actually do it to the quality that we need to, which creates a little bit of insecurity. Well, can I actually sit down and make the video this good? Am I going to be able to do it? And this almost insecurity, but a better word is uncertainty that we can actually execute is what we are going to be resolving. Because just information is free now. You can go and watch the richest people in the world talk, but you've chose to listen to me. And the reason why is because I'm speaking directly to a problem that you might have right now. And I'm going to be able to provide you somewhat certainty that we can solve it because I'm so specific about what we're actually doing. So fundamentally, once again, we're taking in new people. We're delivering them a lot of free stuff. We're creating believability through, again, a mountain of the free stuff that we provide. And what that does is it's going to give certainty and solve the customer's uncertainty that we can solve their problem. So what someone, again, is paying for on the value price equation here is the fact that we can guarantee their problem is solved. And if we can do this, we're going to pick a skill and we're going to create a distribution and a creation channel. And we're just going to solve as many problems as possible with our customer. Once again, create a magnet around it. And then from that point on, work with people directly one-on-one. And I kid you not, that is the simplified version of how we started this business. And if you want to learn a little bit more about it, feel free to drop a comment. I'll do a completely free audit of what you have going on. And I hope you enjoyed this video and the value that I gave was worth the time that you spent. Have a good one.